Well, welcome everybody to another race. This time we're at Automodromo Manila Valuga Laubuga, whatever the hell it is. This one's Matt, that one's Ilya.
Hi and welcome to Italy. Yeah, what that said. Vallelunga. Well, that's what the name is.
Bippity boppity boopity.
This is Conlanders League Feature Race Week 2 as we go to our grid for this race. And this is actually the track, which is confusing as all hell. As for our grid, Sharke is on pole with Cone Dodger.
Servatis makes up the second row with Gem Knight. Wow, I'm not good at this, am I?
They're followed by Maestro and Gunses.
I'm digging the Pac-Man numbers. GT1 Cooper and then Powers 2440 make up row 4.
2-5 and Spooky Squid round our top 10.
Neon Tiger. Morrison 2234.
Rebel Cowboy and Les Cubes at 13th and 14th. You're not that good at it, are you? D-Job and Mike Fireman are in 9th row. Shadow Wolf and Rotorex 2 are on row 10. And
Moose
at the end
and some idiot.
Exactly. And that's our grid for today's race. I'm
Imagine
sorry.
Martin Brundle on the grid doing that.
Just losing his shit.
Yes. And we're about to go green here. The first race was interesting. The second race was even more interesting. Third race, I have no idea what happened. Here's race number 4, feature race at Vallelunga. We have some red lights. Do we have more red lights, or is it just going to go green?
We are green. And we actually have the positions here, which is additional just pain in the ass. Anyway, we are starting in Mach 1 Fireman is stalled on the grid. Everybody else makes it just alright. Through the start-finish line, going through the first couple of bands towards the first actual corner, which is a double right-hander. As we go to Martin 224, who's in the middle of this entire cluster truck.
And then off the track a little bit, but no harm, no foul there. A much cleaner start than the last race.
Ooh, as Martin just sideswipes someone and loses it and goes right into the wall. The Moose from 21st on the grid is already 16th. He's making his way through, and I am right behind him. We're kind of making our case here early on.
Yeah, the Swede is definitely angry. Oop, someone in the gravel there. Don't know who that was. I'm going to assume it was Marzen. No, not Marzen. Powers, maybe? Somebody else went dropping down the grid.
Maybe. We will probably have some replays later on while we no longer have the calamity on the track as Shadow Wolf gets spun and bumped by Les Cubes a little bit.
Yeah, nothing Les Cubes could do there. Got caught up in it as he went right round, baby. Oh, someone else there.
Someone else was spun there. We'll see that later, I guess.
Remember what I was saying about this being a cleaner start?
Yeah, never mind that, yeah. We had too wide, too deep at the entrance of the last turn. Everybody made it all right. I guess Rebel Cowboy and I think G-Man are still side by side. Going onto the start-finish line, G-Man makes it ahead of Rebel Cowboy. And single file finally after one lap.
Everyone finally calming down, sorting their shit out.
As Rebel Cowboy loses it deep onto the grass, he'll have one hell of a rejoin there.
Yeah, if his car is in one piece after all that. God, it seems like every time I say something, it gets rebuffed immediately.
Oh, Les Cubes just locks it hard, but makes the turn. Actually sticks it into the inside. Probably better exit than Powers at this point.
That would have hurt a wheel. If that was an iRacing, that wheel would have popped off, and we would have had to pay $9.99 to get a new one.
Maybe Servatis actually dives up the inside of Les Cubes and gets two cars on one straight. Okay.
That was impressive.
That's a man on a mission.
Where was Ollie at to come from there? Who knows? He had an adventure somewhere along the line. And let's see, scrolling down. The top 5 or so haven't really moved. Everyone seems to be pretty much single file. As Servatis gets caught up behind somebody, that triggers someone behind him and triggers him and Servatis.
Spinning.
And there's a lot of triggering. Where's
Serrati's
Jigglypuff?
right into the base of Shadow Wolf. Oh my god, that was a bad move. Serrati should have just stayed there and not moved.
And the yellow car in the background just kind of pirouetting into flame. I don't know who that was. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at you. So, Order X2 looking feisty here, trying to get the inside, but not enough speed. Maybe that was
they're
one
going
corner than I
side
thought.
by side. That's going to be a long straight for these two, as Powers wants both of them to crash right here, right now, to get a couple of free positions.
Yeah, it looks like Liscoops is going to be able to hold it. Plus, I don't know.
Roger is looking quite feisty behind him.
Looking feisty, but being smart. He didn't sling it up the inside in that corner, just slotting back in. Because even if he gets past the scoops, I mean, there's really nothing ahead of him.
Yeah, they still have 16.5 laps to go as Powers overcooks it and has to avoid into the wall.
Goes through a wall.
That's some skill.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a physicist per se, but I don't know. And some idiot's about to overtake G-Man.
But on the inside, leaving a little bit of open inside line for Moose that doesn't want any of it as I lose it.
Yeah, that orange car left a lot of inside there, and I guess you just were sympathetic. Oh,
and a little bit of point from Gunsis.
Yeah,
he goes
nice little drift there.
Ollie Bosley just picks up a free position from that.
Yep. On the recovery drive after one of the early adventures. Imagine everyone trying to do this in an F1 car.
Impossible. Just imagine that in Macau. Just everything done up to turn 1.
Is Macau in this game?
No, but there is a mod.
I'm slightly aroused.
Yep. Guns and Ollie Bosley meanwhile go side by side into first kink and towards the second kink, but Guns slots behind. Probably the safest way at this point of the race, as his car is already a little bit mangled.
These first couple of corners, really, unless you can really fling it in. Really, unless you can really... Wow, I'm reading myself. You're not going to get a pass done. This is really your first passing opportunity, as Ollie goes a little bit deep and wide, and Bob's your uncle.
Ooh. Cowboy wants to go inside the Shadow Wolf. They both go wide, and Martin has nowhere to go. Slams into the rear of Rebel Cowboy, who is just spinning wildly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the usual reaction whenever I slam a Cowboy in the rear. But in a car, you might want to get on that. Come on, S&M. You can do it. I believe in you. As we have a replay here, what the hell is this? Actual production value.
I know, right?
It's almost like you care.
Shh, not quite. As we watch that start again, this time from a mid-back, as a little bit of calamity ensued after the first couple of kinks here in the rear. A little bit grinding and bumping and trading like paint.
That orange car up ahead, whoever that was, not this one, but the one in the mid-pack, slowed up, and then everyone behind him kind of just got into all sorts of hell.
Yeah, maybe. This time we're looking from on board with Cone Doja, who had a nice side-by-side battle with Sharky for the lead. Cone had a better start, but he was stuck with an outside line here. So Sharky stayed there, still there on the right, as we see the red arrow. And he has the inside in this turn. Cone kind of squeezes him a little bit.
I think he got tapped there just a tad bit. Hey, I'm here, asshole. What are you doing?
Yeah, and Shark ends up on top. And now we see it from Maestro Ponchik's perspective, who gained a couple of positions.
It is nice seeing someone other than him up at the top of the standing leaderboard.
That is very nice, actually.
Sorry,
though
Ponchik.
He's a quote-unquote rookie this season.
Bullshit.
Exactly. Everybody calls it bullshit, but apparently he wants to call himself rookie, and everybody lets him get away with it.
Well, I mean, so people just let him get away with however he identifies himself. Is he transsexual?
No, he's Russian.
The difference is... Ooh! Speaking of things that are different...
That's a still replay. That was the car that flung itself off the track in the first lap. And this is what happened to Gunsis back then in the first lap. Tagged by Gemini, spun around and Squid didn't have a lot of space to avoid him. Gunsis was stuck there and did jump picked the wrong side to overtake him, as Gunsis wanted to get back as soon as possible. And here's a stalled car of Mach 1 Fire. Oh, that's what happened to Servatis here. Car number
God,
18. Right before the stalled car
sucks.
retreated, he managed to crash into it. That's very unlucky. And I think he lost his gear. He had to find the gear to return to race base, as we see another orange car. I believe that's Servatis again? Yeah, number 18, that's Servatis again. Tagging Shadow Wolf. Does it come back to live footage in Martin 224? Never mind. Come back to me, apparently.
Well, I always knew you were a narcissist. As Gunsis overtakes you, it is always nice seeing people going past you.
Yeah. Nice change of pace, yeah.
What's the 34?
What?
Your number.
Just-
Why 34?
Yeah. I don't remember, actually. I've had it for quite a long time. It started... I mean, I was a football goalie who's 34 back in the day. It's just...
Okay. Well, I mean, that's sort of the Kimmy response. Why number 7, Kimmy? I don't know. I've always been 52.
Yeah, it's taken here. I think. Maybe.
Because I love the B-52. That's one of my favorite planes.
I think you got 7.
7. Well, because Kimmy.
Anyway.
If it's good enough for Kimmy, it's good enough for me.
Jimnet and GT Cooper are fighting for P4 as we return to Gunsis, who is in the gaggle of cars running for P9 currently.
And he almost went inside Holy Moose like a immigrant on another suite, but yeah.
Christ. He makes his way past Moose on the straightaway, and now he's gonna try to overtake G-Man probably.
Slow. He's slow.
On this braking zone, Moose has nowhere to go really. And Moose has to slow down, and that's gonna be an interesting turn.
Oh.
Gunsis goes round the outside, probably side-by-side moment, but Gunsis will have the inside line. If he can defend it well, he will keep the position. Moose tries to go, backs off, and slightly comes down on me, but no harm, no foul. A little bit of grinding. And I think everybody survives that couple of turns.
I like how it just hung there on a little bit of grinding.
I let it sink in.
Did you? So it was more than grinding.
Ah, Christ.
Macho man.
Now who is the mature one?
I never said I was mature.
No, you just told. Anyway, Gunsis and Jim are going side by side very close to each other into the second kink. I think Gunsis is slightly ahead. Jim should probably slot behind, but he's staying side by side, trying to push Gunsis a little bit wide. Not happening as Gunsis reclaims P9 for himself. As we switch to Rotorax and Servatis, who are currently fighting for P16.
You know what I would do in that situation, because a lot of
A bit
wow,
wide for Rotorax. Late breaking, but he managed to hold it on the racing track.
Yeah, what I would do in that left-hand corner, it seems like most of the people on a racing line will go and stick inside, hold inside of that corner. You know what I mean? But you'd have to, I'd assume, roll out of the throttle to do that. I would just, if I was trying to overtake there, just keep my foot in the throttle, let the car swing wide. What the hell is he doing?
That's a bit of calamity. Ollie has nowhere to go. G-Man is going side by side. I think he's gonna keep his position here. He's gonna try around the outside here. He does. It's too wide into here. That's not what we see very frequently. Oh, that's very close to contact, but everything is clean. Ollie's trying to make his case here, trying to draft. G-Man is trying to go inside on the last turn. He'll have a slower track out here. And I believe that's still side by side. Yes, it is. Nobody wants to give up a position here. Probably not the wisest move, as we're not even halfway through the race. As Ollie will have that inside here. But no, that... Oh!
Whoa! What the hell?
That was a little bit of locked tire. Goes wide, Ollie misses him, just barely less cubes. Meanwhile, pitting already on lap 7. But yeah, G-Man went wide, tried to turn too sharply, just skidded off the track. Now he's behind Servatis. That would be... He's down to P15 from being P9 just a lap ago.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It almost looked like he had a an issue with the wheel or something, because all of a sudden just went straight to the right.
Yeah, but the whole first section until the double right-hander with the big break and the G-Man makes another mistake, goes through a gravel trap, a little bit squiggly on the exit. Now that's a little bit out of shape. Yeah, the whole first section is full throttle. You do not let off the gas.
Okay. I still would swing it wide though, just narrow the turn in and just
Yeah,
get
to
a run
maybe
that way
get
and
some
fling it down the
extra
inside.
track out speed. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know. I'm
Any
always looking for an overtaking spot, even when it doesn't necessarily exist. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Anyway, Guns is approaching his pit stall. We are entering our pit window, which is usually between lap 8 and lap 12. The fuel tank will probably last 12 to 13 laps, so we should probably not expect any pits after lap 13, as well, they probably run out of fuel before that. As GT Cooper and Gemini are going side by side, Cooper is on top once again. Reclaiming his P4.
What the hell is that?
Gemini actually goes for a crossover, gets his inside line, and reclaims fourth once again. These two are going to town.
Yeah, a lot of good battles up and down, it seems. Seems relatively better behaved than the previous race. Mistakes here and there, like, woo, drifter!
Slide from Cooper, but nicely held.
It seems a lot of people are doing that. Do you lose enough time in the gravel, or are people just
Yes, it
screwing
slows
up?
you down. It slows you down a lot.
Okay.
You wanna hit the grass on the outside. There is like half a meter of grass there because it doesn't slow you down, and you actually have a wider track out. As Ollie almost collides, and that slows down everybody. But you don't want to touch the girl because it slows you down immensely.
Okay, so there is no advantage. That's good.
Yeah.
If this was
Squid
F1, they would just use that to pass.
Yeah, you can do that. Neon Tiger and Spooky Squid have a race on the pit lane. Neon Tiger destroys a lot of cones on his way into the pit stall. Squid is right behind him. That's gonna be an interesting race. If they both just take fuel, it's gonna be very close. You might go for tires as well. They both restart at the same time. There is no collision on the pit lane, so
It's gonna
they're
be ugly.
going inside each other. Neon Tiger applies some brakes to get outside of
Oh god.
Spooky Squid, Gunses, and G-Man go in. Go from both sides.
That
That
looked like,
is
Belgium.
Spa.
That
That
looked like
is
Belgium 2001.
yes, that is Spa 2001. Two sides, but instead of one car, there are two cars there. As we go into that turn, two wide here and two cars behind them. That's gonna be insane. Spooky Squid holds inside. Rotorax will have some nice speed at the exit, and Neon Tiger
Little bit
will
of
have
drift.
some draft from those. Rotrax has nowhere to go but has all the speed in the world, so if one of those two up front make a mistake, Rotrax can pick up a position here. G-Man goes inside, slides seriously. Rotrax goes for an
Keep
inside,
sliding.
takes the position. Neon Tiger also goes through and he gets tagged! Oh
Yep.
my god,
That was always going to be ugly. Amazing camera editing there. Right as the incident was happening, we pan away to Cone Dodger coming out of the pit lane. As Servatis is all out of shape again.
a lot of wobble, but he is right behind the Moose, who I believe is yet to pit, and that's a battle for 7th.
Yeah. I would not want to be behind the Moose with the loose caboose.
Christ. Svadis goes for a little bit of draft. If he stays behind the Moose, he will have a good run into the right-hander.
I don't know if it's pit stop cycling, but it looks like Power Su 440's covering well from some early drama. Rebel Cowboy still down low after, well, oops.
Maybe, yeah, but yeah, it's still a pit cycle as Svadis goes for a nice inside dive and a clean pass.
Wasn't even really a dive. It looked like he was gifted that. No effort to defend. But then again, at this stage in the race, you don't want to get too aggressive. Otherwise, you
Maybe
will.
here's Cooper passing Shadow Wolf. Shadow Wolf is lap traffic. He should be given this position away. And Sharky is behind both of them. Sharky actually made his pit, so come on, Shadow Wolf. Second race in a row. Just give the position. You're
I don't
not
know.
in the race.
You know, maybe Shadow Wolf is colorblind and doesn't know what blue is.
I don't know, but he has a lot of blue in his mirrors now and a lot of orange Sharky made his pit stop, and between him and GT Cooper, it's an actual fight for position despite the whole pit stop advantage by Sharky. As I go past Powers 2440, a little bit of sideways movement, but nothing major here.
Yep.
Sharky makes his way past Shadow Wolf, who tries to get a little bit of draft from leaders. Sharky and Cooper lost quite some time behind lap traffic.
Yeah, but luckily it seemed to affect both of them equally, so it didn't really spoil the fight they had between the two of them.
Yeah, they have another lap car. That's Mach 1 Fireman, the guy who stalled on the grid. He managed to get his car going. He is lap or even laps behind, as Sharky will try to go past Cooper. Clean inside pass on a straightaway. That's a brilliant move. GT Cooper didn't try to defend too hard because he knows he's not going to be there for much longer. As that's a spin from Mach 1 Fireman. Shadow Wolf goes wide at the same time.
Well, that's one way to get Shadow Wolf out of the way. Just spin in front of him. Alright, I'll join next week and I'll do that. Just throw the clutch and just spin.
Didn't affect the leaders much. Sharky is a little bit out of shape at the exit, but Cooper doesn't have a good enough run here, so it'll stay as it is with number 80 ahead of number 13.
As we pan to DJOMP. He wasn't in the last race, was he?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, as Condoger laps him right there as he exits the pits. And here's Rebel Cowboy S&B yellow car. That is a fight for position. At the end for P19, the points are given for... The points are given to top 18 drivers of the race. So that is very close to points. They will keep fighting for it.
Let's see, where are we now? Powers 2440.
That's a fight
14.
for 13.
Okay, so he has cycled back. A fight with the Moose for 13th place. Again, still, even 13th, 14th, decent recovery after some initial drama. Some idiots behind them, followed by, that looks like Ollie Parsley.
From Parsley, that's...
Is that actually his name?
Yeah.
Okay, because the text is almost unreadable.
You're welcome.
You can guess, for the third time in this cast, people, a certain finger of mine is directed at my computer monitor. But...
Stop flailing your pinky around. Yeah, Powers... there is quite a bit of a gap. I don't think Powers will be able to stick it up the inside in this turn yet. I think he should be waiting for a mistake from a Moose to capitalize.
It depends. I mean, you are... Let's see. After Powers, the Moose, the Scoops... is the Scoops the guy like directly ahead of them in some camera shots? Or is he far enough away that it wouldn't be a factor?
He's not that far... Yeah, the
right,
white car ahead.
There is the entire... Okay, yeah, so if I was Powers, I would force the move right now.
If the Moose doesn't have the pace to keep up with the top two, yeah, Powers needs to get past him, and there is a possibility for top 10 right there.
Two places I would do it, either here, dive in the inside, or in that turn I was telling about, let the car drift out wide, and then just go in, sort of like, oh crap, what is it, turn 8 middle. Just let the cars go right to the edge.
To our current leader,
oh god,
Mr. Ponchik, who's making his way through lap traffic.
Punt him off, punt him off, punt him off.
That guy managed to work his magic here because it's lap 13 and I believe he hasn't pitted yet.
It's kind of magic.
As we come back to the fight for P18, as G-Man goes a little bit wide, and there is Sharky behind Rebel Cowboy and G-Man, so they are both lapped, but they're in a fight for position, which is within points already, so Sharky should not expect an easy blue flag. Here you go, Mr. Ponchik makes his pit stop. Let's see
doing alternate to what I would do. Again, really three schools of thought here. Either take a light fuel load early, fly away from the field and then settle into a rhythm, do what Mr. Ponchik did, other way around, heavy load, and then go for a sprint at the end, or split it 50-50. I'm more of the take a light load early, then let things settle. We'll see. Either it really doesn't matter all that much because at this stage, with tires being less of a factor, you don't have to worry about it so much. As whoa, that was an aggressive trip in from what's his name,
G-Man.
G-Man. Yeah,
He's
and
still out
still
of
out of
shape,
shape.
and
Yep.
Rotrex picks the position, and that's actually for the last points place, P18. So Rotrex should not relax. G-Man will be fighting for that spot. As
Yeah, for
Master
sure.
Ponchik, yeah, Master Ponchik slotted back in P3. Cone Dodger and Sharky both comfortably past him. Gemini tries to overtake Shadow Wolf. That's
Yeah,
a common name.
yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Right, Shadow actually being sensible for once and let him through on a straightaway.
I don't think he let him through there. I think he was just so out of shape from that last corner that Jem just had to run and just made it sick.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We come back to fight for 18th. G-Man is actually ahead. We might have missed something. Rotrex is behind once again, and there is D-Jump at P20. He's behind both of them.
Oops.
A little bit of tag, nothing from it.
Yeah. We seem to. I would say beyond Rebel Cowboy, everywhere below that, it pretty much is who makes the fewest mistakes, not necessarily who's the fastest.
Probably.
It's all out.
Servati's on attack mode again. Another great move up the inside, this time overtaking 2-5 for P7.
Yeah, 25 being sensible there, just keeping his line, not trying to defend and chop, like Shadow Wolf is again. God, that guy is an
Shadow
idiot.
is cutting off Cooper, who is about to lap him again. Cooper is 6th currently, and there is another blue car ahead of both of them. That's Gunz's, and that's his next target.
Okay, seriously, he pulls that shit on me, my car's up his ass.
Cooper doesn't
Just
go
fair
quite
warning,
through,
cheats.
trying to go around. Shadow Wolf doesn't give. Shadow Wolf doesn't have a race anywhere near. And Cooper tries to move him out of the way and succeeds
Can
in
we get
doing
him
so.
banned from this? Like, would that be a thing that we could do?
I don't know. What the hell is that, Richard? Oh! Servatis and 2-5
Jesus
barely
Christ.
avoid him. That was millimeters away from taking another one of the leaders out of a race. Shadow Wolf, that's not how you drive a car.
Your driving is the equivalent of a Donald Trump speech. It makes no sense, it has no purpose, and the only reason it should exist is to be ridiculed.
We are kinda sorry, but it's really that bad.
I'm not
become-
sorry. This is
I'm-
horrible.
I'm the one who's
part
gonna
of the reason why I
communicate with
quit
him after
iRacing,
that.
besides the insane cost.
Anyway, Holy Moose goes for a pass on last cubes. That will be for 11th, I believe. Yes, that's for P11.
Good race, not barnstorming from Holy Moose, but solid. Kept himself out of trouble for the most part, and he picked up the pace, obviously, because, well, he's taking the scoops instead of being taken by Powers.
Yeah, Powers is actually behind me right now, so Powers lost some pace. As
Probably
we see-
slipped up a little bit somewhere. It seems to
Maybe,
be a pattern.
and let's remember that Moose started 21st, so he gained 10 positions this race already.
No, very solid effort from him. Very solid.
Master Ponchik makes his way through lap traffic as D-Jump lets him go.
Like a sensible person.
Yeah, and Master is gonna catch up to Rotrex and G-Man, who are fighting for the last spot in points.
This is going to get interesting.
I don't think they're gonna let him through. And
You
to
know,
be honest,
It might be an issue not that they don't let him through, but that they're just so engrossed in their own battle they don't see him.
maybe. And you know what I'm thinking? You have 2 laps
That's
to go.
dangerous.
No, never mind. 3 laps to go. Kondoji and Shark are so far up ahead that maybe you don't want to pass them.
No, it would make sense. I don't know if you're given time to car ahead and all that in this game, but if that information is supplied live to a driver, I would kind of just roll out of it. I'm very aggressive. I will fight to the end.
Yeah, you do have
With
a relative
stipulations.
display here.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll fight to the end if there's a fight to be had. But at this point, P3, not bad. Considering all the shit that was happening in this race, just wait. Let off the gas, relax. Don't do what Senna did in Monaco 89, 80, whatever it was, when he just went ham and kept going ham and the car broke.
Yep.
Yeah, don't do
Don't
that. Just
don't go to your hotel afterwards and lock yourself for a few hours.
yeah.
We meanwhile will witness the fight for fourth between Gemini and
Whoops.
Gunzis. They're careful behind each other, not throwing a lot of punches at each other yet. Rotrex is a little bit out of shape. Master tries to stick out
Oops.
the inside. G-Man very wobbly once again. Rotrex
That's one way to take the corner.
Rotrex is not letting Master through. I think he is trying to show him that he's not letting him through as he has the race here. If,
Well, I mean-
if Master wants to pass them, he will have to pass them.
Yeah, well, and Master's he's being sensible about it. He's not going aggressive or dive bombing to try to get away. He's just trying to get past, but not ruin
Yeah.
his own race in the process.
Yeah, he's not forcing it. Though we don't know what's the gap to Cone and Sharky.
It would be nice if we had the
I
gaps
don't-
on the screen.
See, I don't see any of them here on the big straightaway. So that's at least 15 seconds. I don't think there is any reason with 2 laps to go.
No, I would just rely on the throttle.
I
Have
think
some-
Master,
have
Master
some
just
fun.
Master just stays behind them. He tries actually to go for Rotor. Oh, a little bit jump, a little bit bump, but Schroeder stays in front of him. A bit aggressive. I think Master is trying to
I think
make
he's
his
just
way
seeing
through
red a
without.
little bit.
Maybe he's annoyed by those two.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean-
Demon makes another mistake. Tries again. Inside line once again. Rotrex this time goes very wide, but he will have the inside here.
but
Let's
G-Man
see
does not like this corner.
G-Man does not like this corner. Rotrex is not having any of it. G-Man screws up once again as they will have 2 or maybe even 3 wide. G-Man stays ahead. Rotrex will have the inside line and he will probably have the position. Never mind. Mr. Ponchik actually goes for it. Goes around the outside. Have the inside here and he actually made it stick.
Next.
Here's one of the 2 done as they get waved white flag. Les Cubes is a bit out of shape here. Gets punted by Powers. That is for P13.
It
Yes,
almost
they
looked
have-
like a Scoops brake checked him. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it was probably lag, but it looked like it.
Maybe. Or maybe he tried to brake as he wasn't making the turn.
True.
I don't know. They have a little bit more than a lap to go here. They have a walking chicane Shadow Wolf in front of them. And they have Cone Dodger right behind them.
You don't want Cone Dodger behind you.
And that's an
Pointy,
interesting
and
position
sharp.
to be. And dodgy.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of brake lock.
Powers has a chance here. Powers has
by
a
Les
chance here.
Cubes. Powers will be in front if Les Cubes can stay around the outside, but
Nope.
no, nice defense by Powers. Taking away the only overtaking lane. As we switch to Cone. Is he slow?
Oh boy.
Yes, he is. Sharky go. That's Sharky going through. And that's white flag. I think he ran out of fuel.
Yep.
I think Goat Dodger just ran out of fuel. Oh my god, he screwed up royally.
Oh my God. He's whatever. And speaking of someone else who screwed up royally, or well, someone whose parents screwed up royally, we are watching a battle between a Swede and a Russian. Oh God, it's
That's last lap. So
30
that
years
can
war all
go
over
ham.
again. Oh God.
Inside.
Whoa!
Wobbly. Moose tries to go inside.
Oh.
Side swipe. Holds around the outside. Squeezing a bit.
What
Still
are you doing
outside.
there, sweetie?
And still on top. Oh, that's a lot of action.
Despite your
Ponchik
efforts to take him out, he ended
goes
up
to
passing.
start finish. That's Cone
Good job.
Dodger in front of him. That's Cone Dodger in front. That's start fi- Master Ponchik still second place from Cone Dodger who ran out of fuel. Gemini finishes 4th, right behind him Guns is Cone. What the fuck? That's your job to bleep that out.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Oh, that's another chance. Holy Moose, a little bit out of shape, coming out of the hairpin. We have 3 corners to go. That's a battle for P11 right here. Very
Oops.
close. 1 corner to go. There will need to be a dive or a pass around the outside. Something ridiculous
Nope.
will need to happen because Moose is hanging to that inside line for his dear life, and that's enough of a gap. And that's gonna stay like it is right now. P11 for Moose, P12 for me. And that will be the end of this race. As Sharky wins it, because Cone Dodger decided to not finish the race with fuel in his
Decided
tank.
not to.
Master
Oh,
Puncher
man.
gets second, Cone Dodger manages to crawl to third, followed by Gemini, Gunsis, GT3 Cooper, Servatis 2.5, Spooky Squid, Neon Tiger in 10th, The Holy Moose, Georgian, Power Stuvo 40, Les Cubes, Rebel Cowboy SB, Martin 224, G-Man 197002, and Rotrex 2 in the points. And 4-man out of points is Ollie Parsley 19th, D-Jump 20th, Shadow Wolf, and Mach 1 Fireman 1 lap behind.
Well, good job to the 21 race cars going around.
See ya!
Yeah.